abilities to do things here. Hi, this is Tamara Mauney from Itasca Economic Development, and we're today going to go through some resources that are available for our business here locally and hopefully help them understand some options they have for moving forward. So we're going to start today going through our quick a synopsis of what's happening. We recently had the executive order here in Minnesota, and we know that there's certainly an impact from that executive order on many of our small businesses. And so we want to put some resources together for those businesses to have access to, and certainly are here and available for you if you have any questions. IEDC is closed to the public through Thanksgiving week. We plan to reopen to the public on Monday. So today we're going to go through a number of resources that are available, and then we're going to talk through some challenges that may be facing a lot of our small businesses and how to work through those. So first, we'd like to talk about the Itasca Strong effort that's out there. You may be aware of this. It's been going on now for several months, and it's led by local leadership and groups that really want our folks to shop local, serve local, take care of your neighbor. It's really a great effort. There, in fact, is a mailing going out today to really support shopping local and hopefully encourage those folks out there to spend local when they're shopping for Christmas this year. If you are not a participant in Itasca Strong, you can reach out to our office or Sherry Frick with Minutemen Press. And either one of us can help get you set up with the Itasca Strong banners or signs, and certainly look for you to take the pledge to be an Itasca Strong business here in our community. So today we're going to talk about a number of funding sources. Most of those funding sources are loans, but we do have some opportunities still out there limited for a grant that's also available. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the Itasca Small Business Relief Fund. The Small Business Relief Fund was started just this year to help small businesses in Itasca County, as well as the Blandon footprint communities of Black Duck, North Home, Reamer, and Hill City. We have currently $150,000 available and 6 applications. We do have access to additional funding if we have a real need. And we do have funds available today, so please apply. That program is going up for loans up to $25,000. They include a 6-month deferral period for principal and a 10-year amortization with a 5-year balloon. And there is a 0% interest rate on these loans. An important note is that right now we are coming to the first of payments that are due for these loan applicants that we've been helping since earlier this year. So if you are a current holder of an ISBRF loan and you are in need of support, please contact us because you could be eligible for a 3-month deferment. And you just need to reach out to our office, talk to one of our staff here, and we can get you some help on that. One of the things important to remember is that when you signed up for this loan, you signed up for automatic payments. And so if you don't contact us with at least 3 to 5 business days, it'll be difficult for us to stop that payment from coming out of your account. So if you are expecting to be paying those back, let's say next month or in January, you should definitely be contacting us now if you need a deferment. The eligibility, as I said, is in one of our service territories here in Itasca County in the Blandon footprint communities. And we really want to take care of businesses affected by COVID-19. We do expect you to be current on your financial obligations as of March 2020, an existing small business here in Itasca County. And certainly we hope that you take advantage of some of the other benefits that are out there in loan programs. So the other loan program that is available and certainly available for the majority of Itasca County is the Taconite Area Business Relief Fund loans. These loans are provided by the Iron Range Resource and Rehabilitation Organization, and they've been working with the Entrepreneur Fund, as has IEDC, on their loan program. So these loans are intended to provide working capital for all businesses, and any legal business purpose could be eligible for those use. These loans can go up to $40,000 and they will be about 60 months plus a 6-month deferment period. And there is a 2% interest rate on those loans. You must be an existing business in the service area. So we'll talk about the service area in just a moment. You have to be in operation for a year and you must intend to stay open. You must be actively managed, businesses must be actively managed, and loans must be personally guaranteed by the primary owners. The challenge with this fund is that it is only for taconite relief area businesses, and that includes, as I said, the majority of Itasca County. What it does not include is Deer River or the Blandon footprint communities. So as you look at this map, you can see the rough outline of where it's available for our community. And if you call us directly, we can help you to define if your business is located in the taconite relief area. Sorry, I had someone in the waiting room. And of course, this is all a part of the agency. There's a number of different disclosures and things that you'll have to be acquainted with when you go through the process. But your first step is certainly to contact us, and we can help you get set up to qualify and see if you can qualify for this loan. The Entrepreneur Fund is the organization that is handling the Itasca Small Business Relief Fund loans as well as the ISBRF loans. In addition to those loans, they also offer their own micro loan and some other loans that are available through our federal government. Now, they will stop processing their own loans by mid-December to allow for their 2020 reporting requirements, but they still will process Itasca economic development loans as well as loans for the ISBRF. So please don't hesitate to let that keep you from reaching out and contacting us about this opportunity. There is one grant program available. I alluded to that earlier in our conversation. That grant is available through DEED, and DEED is the State of Minnesota Department of Employment and Economic Development. This program has been available since earlier this year. They gave out a number of they gave out a number of grants for $10,000, and there were a number of businesses that applied but did not qualify for the grant. So earlier this month, they contacted Governor Walz and requested an additional $10 million for this program. So if you had already applied for this DEED grant and are already inside the system, then you may be receiving contact information from the DEED offices on completing your application and verification. Unfortunately, if you had not already applied and you were not in the system, they are not taking new applications for this program. It is existing applicants only. So it is good news for those of you that are already in their system that there could be a potential grant coming out of $10,000. I would expect this to take at least 4 to 6 weeks to process. They took, I think, as long as 10 to 12 weeks the first time around. And I assume that this is a smoother process as they've kind of done this once already, hopefully, right? So if you need more information about this, it's available on their website, and certainly you can call us and we can walk you through that as well. And again, this is only for people that have already applied but been denied on the first round of grants. Our other one here is from the federal loans that are available. So the Economic Industry Disaster Loans, or the EIDL as it's commonly referred to, is still available at the federal government. The big difference between this EIDL loan and what was happening earlier this year is there was a grant component to this loan. The first $10,000 was able to be granted to the business. That is no longer the case. So you can still apply for the loan, and these loans can be fairly substantial. I believe they can be up to about $150,000. So they are a substantial loan, but unfortunately there is no grant portion of it anymore. So again, we can walk you through this process. The application form is available online, but we are certainly here and capable of walking you through that process. You can see the terms here on the screen, the time frame and what they're looking for. You're really using that for working capital and normal operating expenses. And of course, if there is a loans that are greater than $25,000, they will be looking for collateral. But if it's under $25,000, that's something that you wouldn't be required to include. And then of course, the payments and the deferral. So the great thing about the EIDL is that the payments are deferred for a year, although your interest is accruing, so you can make payments towards that interest if you'd like to. But it does have a great opportunity for you to maybe get ahead a little bit and apply for this EIDL loan. In addition, the SBA has a number of loans that are still available. We wanted to clarify, there were some questions out there about folks that had SBA loans already. So this year, the federal government did a special sort of grant, if you will, for SBA loan holders, and they were paying the payment, principal and interest, for 6 months. That, as of October, has ended, and they are no longer doing that for any new loans or loans that were made prior to March 1st. So if you have a loan that you took out between March 1st and say, for example, October 15th, you would have a 6-month period where they would be making those payments for principal and interest. But any new loans would not qualify for that program, at least in the current situation. Now, I think that's an important thing to refer to for everyone on this call, is that these things could change and are likely to have changes coming in early next year as a new stimulus package is presented at the federal government level. We do expect to see some benefits here locally, but if there's going to be a substantial, advance or enhancement to our resources, it most likely will come from a bill from the federal government. So I would encourage you, if you haven't already, to let your local legislators and federal legislators know that this is a really critical piece that you need them to go after. You know, things like the PPP loan that was forgivable, that's a huge opportunity for our small businesses to not have to take on additional debt, but actually be receiving grant dollars to keep their businesses open. This is an area that can be a little confusing, so please don't hesitate to reach out to us if you have any questions. So with that being said, I'm going to switch gears over to Rob Shostrand to talk a little bit about how we avoid the worst case scenario. It's a very delicate subject and we wanted to handle this with care, but we couldn't avoid the questions that we've been getting in this area. Rob?
Thanks, Tamara. Yeah, this is a very important step as we kind of look at our second wave of things moving forward. And what we want to make sure is that, as it says here, communicate, over communicate. Make sure you're in contact with your accountants, legal advisor, your business banker, business consultants at our office. Anything that we can do to help in questions with unemployment, as you'll see a bunch of links coming up here in a little bit. And anything that works with your employees, what it might look like as far as rent for your business or mortgage payments. We also have a link on our website that we have a checklist that you can put together that we started using back in March to make sure that you have those contacts when you've had communication with them. Last time you talked to your banker and the terms that may have been changed, what deferrals may have been able to be made, just to make sure that everything is, we're not hiding from this. Probably one of the best things that we should put here on this slide is this was not your fault. So keep talking about and communicating back and forth with everybody that's involved in your business. You can go to the next one, Tamara. What can you do? So one of the things I know that everybody, most of our small businesses in the area have been doing is presenting financials, getting things together as far as working loans, grants, anything like that. But number one, make sure that your financials, all of your reporting is up to date, that you have current reporting based on what timelines as best we can through third quarter right now. If you have up to date information through November, contact suppliers and lenders and ask them to work with you. Many helpful areas as far as looking at payment terms, what can you do for deferments on payments as far as loans go. Look at anything as far as capital equipment that you may be doing as well. Review loan documents, make sure that you understand what you're looking at as far as everything that has been processed. And if you need help with that, understanding where everything came from, please give us a call. Operating at a lower capacity. So one of the things I know, obviously with the new executive order, everybody is back into a different capacity, number of employees or number of patrons that can be in your establishment or maybe can't be in your establishment anymore. One of the things that we do always seem to work with quite a bit is what's called the break-even point. So understanding from your business aspect, how many customers do you need to see per employee, or what is your break-even point? Make sure you're covering your fixed costs when it comes to operating your business. Local economic development authority, city, county have any loan programs that can assist. Make sure that you're paying attention to anything that is coming from your official sites. Also be aware of potential scams that are out there. I know personally, I see things on my Facebook feed that pop up for free money. I'm even getting letters at home saying, I can get a loan for $250,000 tomorrow. Make sure you're being aware of the things that you're looking at and that they are from a reputable source. If things are not going very well as we get to the bottom of this list here, make sure you're consulting with an attorney, being upfront with your banker, being upfront with us as consultants so that we know kind of what direction we're able to help you with. If the business is looking like it's something, or it's a personal choice that you choose that this is something you don't want to continue through, make sure that we try to make everything as whole and best scenario as we can for everybody. Payroll taxes and other tax liens, those are important pieces that I know we've had people come into discussions on of, are these being forgiven? What do we need to do? There's been a lot of back and forth as far as Social Security taxes and different pieces that have come out. Make sure you're talking with your accountant, make sure you're talking with an attorney to know which pieces you need to be moving forward with when it comes into that business. So as it says there at the very last, the owner is typically still personally obligated for the expenses that were incurred within the business. So we just want to make sure that everybody is as whole as possible. If something was to be negatively affected, or you're looking for a potential opportunity to sell your business, hopefully we can find a way to make that work as well. Some of the resources that we have listed here, reduce debt, avoid bankruptcy. So that's one of the things that we have been talking about a lot this year is, making sure that you are staying cash solvent, that you are keeping that liquidity there. We're not going into a lot of long-term or a lot of short-term type of debt, but you are making sure that you have cash available to maintain fixed costs. Looking at other credit issues, avoiding and filing for bankruptcy. So you have many different things there from Experian, lots of different obligations and what things that you can work with as far as employee resources as well for the the state of Minnesota as far as unemployment insurance and all of those pieces that'll be coming forward.
Sorry, it went back the wrong way, Rob. My bad.
That's all right.
Thank you, Rob. I appreciate that. Yep. And we want to make sure that you understand that Rob's here and his team is available for questions. We really know this is difficult for everyone, and sometimes it's too difficult to ask questions on calls like this. So you can always send in calls or send up questions in anonymously, or you can just call and have a one-on-one conversation with Rob or Austin and talk through those challenges. Mm-hmm. Thank you. We also wanted to include some information about the Family First Coronavirus Response Act. I'm not going to go through this verbatim. On our last slide here, you'll see a link, and the link is also on our website. But it's really important to remember that paid leave and what the requirements are during the coronavirus. And I think a lot of people saw these come up earlier this year when the Families First Coronavirus Response Act went into place. Quite the tongue twister, and it's still continuous. And so we really want you to remember that you are obligated, there are benefits that are required. And so we really think that you need to take a minute and revisit those with your team or with your partner and just say, look, let's make sure we're meeting all the requirements here, because there are some penalties to not meeting those requirements. So you can see here, there's some U.S. Department of Labor, Wage and Labor Division that really have the authority to investigate and take action. So please make sure that you're revisiting this information and making sure that you're following the guidelines that are set up here for how you, when you're laying off your employees and what your requirements would be. And as I said, the information is up here on the screen. I'm having quite the challenge today. It's up here and here's on the screen. It's got some great links to information. That one of these is a poster that you can simply see all the breakdown of what's expected of you and what the requirements might be. So we also wanted you to know that there are lots of resources. Many people that are laying off their employees because they are no longer open for business. We see this as a big challenge for the businesses, but also for the employees. So this page has a full list of different resources that you can give to your employees. If you visit our website, all of these resources are listed out First Call for Help is a really great one, and certainly help of all kinds of assistance available. Itasca, a local organization here in Grand Rapids that also serves Coochin County, has a lot of resources available for families in need. Second Harvest Food Bank, the Grand Rapids Area Community Foundation, and Unemployment and Veteran Services. So I think it gets really troubling. We're really stuck in this rut thinking about our difficult situation, and often it's difficult to think about others. So I want to make sure that we're thinking about our employees and our teams and what resources they might need as they endure this challenge as well. And then finally, we're going to switch over to Sarah to talk about community updates.
Thanks, Tamara. Just a few things as far as like the school lunches are concerned for students that are under 18. We've got it listed here, broken down by school district. Nashua, Keewatin, if you see it where it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Monday would have 2 actual lunches and breakfast included, as well as Wednesday, and then Friday would be a single day. So for example, like I said, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, the pickups are at 9:30 to 10:30, and that's both at Nashua High School and the Keewatin Elementary School. Greenway is going to be Monday and Wednesday. Their pickups are going to be at the high school at door number 7 at 8:30 to 10:30, and then there's also a lunch pickup between 12 and 12:45. And then there'll also be a Marble School pickup, and that location will include both breakfast and lunch in that bag. Grand Rapids is a Monday through Friday, and it's at the location in which your school or your child attends school. And then Deer River is currently still in a hybrid mode. So if you are in need of assistance, you are to just contact the school and they can assist you further. And then lastly, you know, Tamara already showed us a really great list of resources, but this just kind of goes and complements that. There's a lot of food shelves and food banks within the Itasca County area. They have a variety of different hours depending upon where you're located. So that's just something to take into consideration. Grand Rapids is Monday through Thursday at 11 to 3:30. Obviously this week it's going to be a little bit different due to Thanksgiving. And then Deer River usually is on Thursdays from 10 to 1. Big Fork again is on Thursdays from 12:30 to 3. And then Nashwauk is either the first Tuesday, the third Tuesday, or the third Thursday at a variety of different hours depending upon your schedule. And then Hill City is also on the third Saturday from 8:30 to 12 p.m. And I just want to re-emphasize that it's really important to shop local, specifically during these difficult times. And you know, that means even if it's buying a gift certificate right now, that's helping that business in a difficult time, and it's a great way to give a stocking stuffer. So just think about those when you are thinking about shopping.
Thank you, Sarah. Are there any questions from anyone out there? Any things we can help you with? You may have to unmute yourself. Okay. Well, we're really excited to be able to get this information out there. We're here to help. We don't want folks to feel like they're alone in this difficult situation. We've got a full team of staff that are armed with information and certainly ready and willing to help you find the resources that you need. So please don't hesitate to reach out to Itasca Economic Development. You can see many of our personal cell phones are listed here. In addition, you can call our office at 326-9411, and it'll give you a full list of folks you can have access to. So thanks for joining us today, and we will be in touch soon. Thank you.